My name is James Young, and this is a video essay from my Gilman Scholarship Project. A study abroad might be the most valuable option you aren't considering. In my own personal case, it might have been the single best decision I made during my time at university. But before I share my own experience, I want to explain your options when choosing to study abroad, offer some advice for your time abroad, and address some common concerns. Perhaps the most obvious and exciting part of choosing to study abroad is picking a location. This can be another city, another country, and even across continents. The vast majority of the world is available to you. Your program choice will determine how your time abroad will play out as well. Certain programs help you learn a language and culture, and others offer a project that can fit into your resume or portfolio on the top of your time abroad. Take some time to determine what you want out of your time abroad. I have done both an internship and a general study abroad, and the differences between the two were quite vast, despite both taking place in the same country. Also, don't feel limited by the countries and programs offered on campus. The advisors at the Office for Global Engagement are willing to help you find alternative programs to help you reach your goals. When I was looking for an internship in Japan, there were none offered through UVU, but the advisors helped me find a good program along with a way to still receive college credit. So which program is right for you? This is largely personal preference. But to really get the most out of your time abroad, there are things to consider, such as a study or internship abroad. If you want to learn more about general history and culture of your chosen location and want a lot of time to explore and meet people, I would suggest a study abroad. If you want to gain work experience, a good network of possible colleagues that can even lead to jobs in that area, I suggest an internship abroad. To give a more quick list of differences, a study abroad is a lot of fun, gives more room for travel, and your assignments are typically based around events and locations which can make them a lot of fun in their own right. An internship abroad can feel far more restricted and stressful. You'll be working often full-time, sometimes overtime. This will eat up a large chunk of your time if you mainly want to explore and travel. However, at a time where internships are just as important as your degree, having experience abroad in a constantly more connected world will look fantastic on your resume and be a great talking point during interviews. Some internships even lead to direct job offers with your company. Choosing a program for some of you can be incredibly simple, as you already know what your goals and which country you may want to visit. For others, this choice can be incredibly difficult. Thankfully, everyone can benefit from programs offered on their campus. During my time at UVU, we had the Office for Global Engagement, with country spotlights, fairs, and fantastic advisors. I recommend visiting their webpage and scheduling a time to meet with an advisor to learn more about which country and program is best for you. Before you go on your study abroad, you will be given so many lectures on how to act in different cultures, avoiding culture shock, among other things, that I decided not to cover them here. However, I do want to share some things I consider really important to remember during your time abroad that I often don't hear talked about or feel should be reiterated a little bit more. Perhaps the most important thing is no matter the location or program, this is not a vacation. Treating this experience like a vacation will frustrate everyone around you, including yourself. If you have a class, go to class. If you have work, go to work. If you need to turn in an assignment, do your assignment. When you aren't showing up to class or work, you're causing stress and frustration for those in charge of you, and it is demotivating for others who are part of your group. This will also cause a lot of resentment to build up inside of you towards those around you. A study abroad is an investment in yourself. Treat it like one. If you want a vacation, take a vacation. It is cheaper, less work for everyone involved, including you. The other most important thing, no matter the location or program, is to have fun. Get involved in your work and local communities. Go on dates, experience holidays, food, and events. Don't waste any time sitting around or sleeping in. You may feel exhausted on some days, but don't waste a day by sitting around watching TV or playing video games. At the start of your time abroad, you may feel like you have all the time in the world, but everyone feels time flew by too quickly when you're suddenly in your last week. Don't regret a single moment of your trip. Some things to keep in mind is that you represent yourself, your university, your hometown, your country, and even in some cases your race and gender. Leave a good impression. Please don't try to change things others do differently from you. Experience their culture and they are more inclined to experience yours. Stay in touch, don't lose track of friends, co-workers, or professors after the trip ends. Send them a message every once in a while to see how they're doing. Take an honest interest in the people you meet. Offer them advice, assistance, and support. You will find they often return the favor. Some common concerns. I have a family, but I still want to go abroad. There are programs that make it possible for families, however your options will be far more limited, and if you choose to take your family with you, also higher cost. It isn't impossible, but it will take more planning. This will slow down my progress at university. While it may have an impact on your graduation date, it doesn't have to. Go during a summer semester or take some online courses while abroad. I don't recommend taking additional classes, however, as this will eat into your time you will want to spend meeting people and experiencing a new location. Also consider why you are at university in the first place, to help you build yourself a solid career. Studying abroad can be a fantastic opportunity for your future career. I'm still not sure I want to study abroad. Two of the most common regrets of college graduates are not traveling more and not doing a study abroad. Depending on which survey you look at, not going on a study abroad is sometimes ranked the #1 regret. I suggest meeting with an advisor if you're on the fence. I am concerned about financial cost. I don't know if there is anyone at university at least not somewhat concerned about money. Many programs include housing of some sort, and some programs will even offer discounts such as cheaper flights. Other than grants and loans, there are also scholarships. The amount of scholarships available to you, some of which can possibly cover the entirety of your time abroad, are actually numerous and available to most anyone. Two of the biggest scholarships are Boren and Gilman. While Boren is fantastic, I don't have personal experience with them. However, I did win the Gilman Scholarship, including the Critical Needs Language Scholarship, which paid for the program and the majority of my time in one of the most expensive cities in the world. My advice for the Gilman is really simple. Pay attention to their instructions and have advisors on campus go over your essays with you to ensure you hit all the key points they are looking for. There's a lot of money being offered to you if you're willing to put in the time. My own personal experience. I took a lot of courses outside of my required credits if something caught my interest: ballroom dance, photography, even Mormon history, but perhaps one of the most demanding classes I took was Japanese. In fact, after a certain level it was becoming so difficult and time consuming for me, I gave up on the course and focused more on other classes. However, I did stay in touch with the professor and decided to visit their office to see how they were doing. I was given a pamphlet and some information about the first Japan study abroad offered at UVU. Despite not taking any Japanese courses for a while, and mostly forgetting everything I learned up to this point, I was given a choice to apply for the opportunity to study in Japan across several cities. I determined that I may never have another chance to see Japan again, so I decided to go. The decision was life-changing for myself, and at the time I didn't really give it much thought beyond can I afford it. From the moment the plane arrived in Nagoya until my departure in Tokyo, I took my own advice and made every moment of that trip count. I was up before the sun and in bed well after midnight. Any moment I wasn't in class, I would be out exploring every part of the city I could. I actually became so exhausted that I'd fall asleep almost any time I sat down, and I was so tired that on the plane ride home and the following weeks I had no voice and couldn't stop coughing. But I have zero regrets, because from that trip I experienced every opportunity I came across and made some amazing friends and lifelong connections who I still communicate with today. I also realized I wanted to return to Japan. At UVU, one of the advisors did walk in presentations regarding study abroads and mentioned an internship abroad. After meeting with the advisor, there was no existing internships in Japan through UVU at that time, but an internship program that existed in China opened up a new branch in Tokyo, and once again I could be one of the first people to go through a new program. Despite being a new program, they managed to find me an internship within a company doing work relevant to my degree and in an industry I wanted to be in. The company even said they would consider interns for hire at the end of the program. My internship abroad was just as fun as my first trip to Japan. I paced myself better so I wouldn't end up dead by the end of this trip, and I was constantly going out and making friends and experiencing the holidays. Sadly, the internship itself wasn't really holding up to what I expected. Due to bad work culture, it became increasingly clear there wasn't actually any job offer, and I was dreading the workplace a little more each day. I explained my situation to the program, and while they could try and find me a new internship, I decided to stick this one out because it was so late in the program and I was fine with the actual work itself. Even if the program didn't turn into a job and the internship left a sour taste in my mouth, I did learn a lot about myself, Japan, and had some of the coolest experiences while I was there. Thankfully, the story ends on a high note because the internship program was so awesome they helped me find several interviews and job opportunities even after the program itself ended. In fact, I was given 2 job offers related to my field of study and in industries I wanted to be in. And at the time of making this video, I am currently processing a visa.